Hey everyone, it's Mike the Star Turtle. Today I'll be reviewing Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 4, The Sons of the Harpy. This is the fourth episode, last of the first four episodes that were pirated online. So if you were one of those people, I mean, I like to say I was above that, but honestly, the only reason I didn't do that is because I couldn't find them by the time I finally gave in and looked for them. Couldn't find them anywhere, at least not anywhere where you couldn't have to download anything, and you don't download stuff from those kind of websites. So, yeah. But well, those people who would wait for a week for an episode, at least they left out on a pretty strong note. But yeah, like I said, this is definitely the best episode so far. The first two episodes were pretty good. Third one was really good, and this one is like on the awesome category. I don't know if it's quite 9 out of 10, but it's definitely in the high. But I might maybe it wasn't 9.0. I don't know, but at least an 8.8, 8.9. I don't even usually rate episodes. I'm just anyway. This is another episode that's titled after an event that doesn't even happen until the very end. But more on that later. Just thought I'd mention it. First up, Tyrion and Jorah. Of course, Jorah's taking Tyrion to the Khaleesi Queen, not motherfucking Cersei. So I have a feeling that's probably what's going to happen anyway. He could have gone to King's Landing, but yeah, he's still in love with Daenerys. So, and we don't want Tyrion to go back to King's Landing anytime soon. So. But it's nice to see that although Tyrion's definitely a changed man after everything he's been through, he's still smart. And he's able to not only figure out who Jorah is fairly quickly, but also figure out what exactly his intentions are. And that was amusing, to the point where Jorah just like, yeah, he's probably got a long trip ahead of him still, but even he couldn't take it anymore. I know, he just decided to knock him out, which is sad, but I saw that coming. At least Jorah had the decency to give a few coins to the guys whose boat he stole. Though I would have tried to tuck him in the guy's pocket or something. That would have made him look weird. But still, just in case some bystander comes in and maybe not necessarily a bad person, but still sees the gold coins and the guy's unconscious and decides to take the coins, then the guy would get nothing for losing his boat. So I don't know, but at least he was somewhat considerate. So that's more than you can say for most people in this world, or the real world for that matter. So how many times have I said so far in this review? You know what? If you got alcohol, take a sip every time I say the word "so" for the rest of this review. But anyway, is another word you could also make a drinking game out of. Sorry, but I'm gonna do my best. But next up, Bran and Jamie on their secret mission to Dorne. This is arguably the best part of the whole episode. Just the two of them just interacting. Definitely some of the most awesome Bran lines and Bran moments that we've seen in a while, like a long while. Like, yeah, he had like one moment like last season, Bran, when he bitch slapped Jaime with his own metal hand. That was probably the only real awesome Bran moment that we had in last season, and it was really nice to get a rather lengthy section of just him and Jaime and yeah. So Jaime is fully intends to kill Tyrion if he ever sees him again. Like, he's pissed at Tyrion for what he did to his father. But I kind of want to say I can't blame him, and I guess I probably shouldn't, but because it is still his father. At the same time, I'm sorry, Tywin had it coming. But I would have preferred Cersei had died, personally, rather than Tywin last season. But then again, Jaime would really be pissed at Tyrion, because Jaime still loves Cersei because, you know, it would be a drama. But finally, I knew we were going to get a fight scene. Finally saw the fight scene of Jaime in the trailer when him. Even though the guy he fought was slow, he still had he was barely able to keep up when back in his prime he probably would have been able to take the guy easily. But at least he found a pretty decent use for his prosthetic hand. That was a cool moment that I did not expect. And Bronn, on the other hand, pretty much easily dispatched the other three by himself. But yeah, but he's still doing most of the work. I thought they like I love that whole sequence. Again, bro, I'm not gonna quote him because I can't say as good as he can, but it's the way some of those lines, especially his lines about Bron's lines about Dorne, and even the surprisingly touching, not really touching, but like that honest moment where we talked about how his life's all been exciting, but he wants when he dies he'd rather it be boring. Like, he's been through so much shit. I just want to he said it's fun, but now he's getting old. He wants to retire. Well, he still can. Most sellswords don't get that chance, so you gotta respect that. Finally, we see the Sand Snakes, Oberon's 3 oldest daughters, at least one of whom is actually Illyria's daughter. I believe the other 2 are not. Obara, the oldest one, is the only one I know about. But I love how they actually got the guy who came with them with the information that Jaime was in Dorne. They straight up execute him, and they're gonna start some shit. I don't know why, but like Indira Varna, pretty sure that's how I pronounce her name. The voice for her character sounds different than it did in the last season. I don't know, but I kind of like it bothered me the last episode. It bothered me this episode. It seems more. I don't know. Maybe they did it deliberately to make her character sound more. I don't know. Cause I know. What I heard in the books, she was not this prominent of a character after Oberyn's death. So, but she wants revenge. I don't blame her. Like I said, she still probably sees Oberyn every time she dies him die in that really gruesome way. Every time she closes her eyes. Speaking of which, we got some potentially heinous backstory about him. About Obara saying how when she was born to a prostitute, and when he came to take her, when she was like, I forget how, she didn't say how old she was, but she was like old enough to understand what was going on. Her mother was crying, and he gave her a spear, and said, "Yeah, we fight our own battles. She make a choice." And then she promptly throws the spear into the guy informant's head. So I'm not sure if that's implying that she actually killed her own mother. In which case, that's pretty fucked up and not really consistent with what Oberyn was like last season. But I don't know. There's lots of moral ambiguity in this series. So, or maybe she just chose that over her weakness. I don't know. I just go with them and just left her mother behind, never look back. Which is I really hope is the case. But I don't know. Who knows? But actually, I'm not. So far, I'm as cool as his daughters are. I'm not like they're not him. They're not Oberyn. Oberyn he's liked him the second you saw him. And I just don't. We'll see what happens. What they do, what these characters do. But none of them are being very smart, and we still haven't seen them fight yet. So, but yeah. So back to the wall. Walls. Yeah, like I've loved every scene in the wall since we got back. And yeah. They need to get help anywhere they can. Jon Snow as the Lord Commander still kind of adjusting to that role. And yeah, his brief interaction with Melisandre. I just love how she just. Well, I gotta give credit for that actress for even like unlike Emilia Clarke, she still has no problem getting naked every once in a while, and she's considerably older than Emilia Clarke too. So I'm not sure how old she is, but I don't know. But she's still pretty damn hot. So again, it's not like we're complaining. And yeah, I love how even Jon was he still was taking. He was taking it back at first. He couldn't help himself. But in the end, he's still reaving for. I forgot your name now. Damn it. For Ygritte. And plus, I think he still knows deep down you can't trust this bitch. I'm sorry. I don't trust Melisandre. I don't know. I'm pretty sure her and her Lord of Light stuff. They're not the White Walkers, but I feel like they're just deep down they're just as bad as the White Walkers. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I still don't trust her. So I'm glad Jon doesn't either. But especially after she said, "You know nothing, Jon Snow." That was the way she said, just not even looking disappointed or pissed at all, just totally serious before she walked out. "You know nothing, Jon Snow." That was. Now I don't know if it was a coincidence or actually no, I don't think it was. I think either she can read people's minds or she has her visions. You can see people's stories and. Or maybe it was a coincidence, but I don't think it was. But that was a really like ominous ending to that scene. And the music, I forget the name of that music track, but that music track they played over the series before. That was a perfect for that scene. I love that scene. And then we get a surprisingly touching scene between Stannis and his daughter. Despite everything, Stannis loves his daughter, even though everyone else seems to hate her. including her own mother. And that's good. At least Stannis is still human, and I'm glad he loves his daughter despite her imperfections and that scale thing, whatever it is. Like, that's probably the most humanizing scene we've ever gotten with Stannis. Actually, I don't remember. Yeah, I think it is. I can't remember a scene that was like this up to this point. So I don't think the daughter's gonna last. I think the daughter's gonna get killed at some point. Maybe not this season, but I think she'll probably die before the season is over. Before this series is over. Maybe she will die this season. Who knows? Glad to see Sansa again. And Littlefinger still playing her up. I'm not sure. Well, he still genuinely seems to care about her. And he's being a mentor to her. He wants her to. He seems to want. All because he loved Catelyn. He still betrayed. He had no problem betraying Ned Stark back in season 1. But at least he still cared about Catelyn enough that, and probably, I think he may kind of want to get into Sansa's pants. Maybe not. But yeah. And but it's interesting. Like when she told the story of Rhaegar, and how he chose Sansa's niece, what's her name? Damn it, Lyanna Stark, and started the Robert's Rebellion pretty much as a result of that. And when Sansa reflects it, it's hinted that Littlefinger may know the truth. Like there's been hints, more so in the books, that Lyanna, like whatever her name is, went with Rhaegar Targaryen willingly. And I honestly think Littlefinger may know for sure that was the case, the way he looked at her, but didn't say anything because he doesn't have the heart to. I don't know, but that was definitely he definitely knows more about that. Running along here. Okay, finally, I'm trying to make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. Okay, now finally we get to the big scene of the hour. First, there's a brief scene where we get to see Sir Barristan Selmy further illuminate that Rhaegar may not have been that much of a terrible human being, and lean more evidence than maybe Leandra, whatever her name was, went with him willingly. Was in love with him. Still sucks for Oberyn's older sister, but. Then Sir Barristan Selmy goes for a walk. And then shit hits the fan. First a bunch of what would appear to be second sons get ambushed by that same two-faced bitch whore who was in the first episode who killed out on Sully in the first episode of the season. Then 6 Unsullied, including Grey Worm, get ambushed. And a couple more get ambushed later on, which will try to go help ambush. And like, okay, some of the Unsullied managed to hold their own, and Grey Worm especially manages to really hold his own because he's a badass, and I'm glad he had died. But I was surprised how quickly some of the Unsullied were dispatched. A couple that were ambushed behind, that made sense because they're good, and they're awesome in a straight fight. They're not used to guerrilla tactics, but in the hallway, I guess because the spears aren't necessarily always the best in a confined space because they don't have room to maneuver them. I guess I don't know, but I felt like I hope they at least reveal that some of those Sons of the Harpy assholes were actually, some of them were actually skilled fighters, and like they were part of their own fighting band. I hope they reveal that at some point. But yeah, Sir Barristan Selmy comes in. Like remember he hinted that he could, when they got fired at the end of season 1, he hinted that he could still cut through Meryn Trent and all the rest of the King's Guard by cake, and he did prove it. Even if it appears he still ended up getting killed. But at least he died like letting loose with a sword. There's been so many, like Robb Stark. The only time we ever got to see him wield a sword was when he dispatched a couple wildlings fairly easily in season 1. We never got to see him wield it again. Never even got a chance to draw it back during the Red Wedding. So it's nice to see Barristan Selmy go out like a boss, even if I wasn't never the biggest fan of his character, and I never even thought he might die because I never even cared that much about him. But at least maybe he's not dead, but he looks like he probably is, and looks like Rhys Grey Worm is still alive. So, but it was nice to see him go out like that. Definitely the first. That was the first really to finally get the first 2 big fight scenes of the season. Well, hopefully they won't be the last, but it will probably. But we'll see. Maybe there probably won't be another big scene like this until the mid-season finale. But who knows? We'll see. Final thoughts. Definitely the best episode of the season so far. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing real quick from the last 40 seconds before I run out of time. I'm still really curious about how this whole story's gonna end. It probably won't end well. There's just no way this can end well. There's just too many shitty situations that are only gonna lead to more shitty fucked up situations. So I don't know, but still really awesome so far. All right, as usual, if you like this video, like it, and like my channel, subscribe, and check out my other videos. And yeah, have a good night. Also, I wanted to mention the High Sparrow. I know he's a man of the people and does a lot of cool, charitable things for the people, but when you're punishing prostitutes just for prostituting and punishing gays just for being gay, it's not cool. I had to mention that.